Guru, something occurred in India, a massive fraud of one of India's biggest banks, Punjab National Bank, a $204 million to around $2 billion scheme. Government officials in India have named Nirav Modi, a jeweler, as a leading suspect in the bank fraud. Investigators have raided properties belonging to the billionaire diamond dealer, seized some of his assets, and suspended his passport. This level of fraud, Guru, could that ever happen in the United States?
Absolutely it can, and of course it has already happened. We saw a much larger fraud occur in the United States with Bernie Madoff, which I don't know if they've ever figured out the exact number, but it was in the vicinity of $60 billion. So this situation in India, they're saying the potential is up to $2 billion, but Bernie Madoff pulled off a Ponzi scheme and a fraud to a much, much greater extent. Now, the thing about this type of fraud is it really can happen anywhere at any time. However, there are a number of factors that have to go into the process in order for it to occur, especially when you're talking about a massive fraud at the level of Madoff or what's been discovered in India. So fraud by definition means that there is an intent to deceive and there is a motivation to commit a crime. And then another aspect of this is there's a trust factor, that the person that's committing this type of crime is someone who is very trusted in the community or in an industry or in a country. So it ends up being someone that you would never think would do something like that. Then, of course, you have the collusion factor, that these fraudsters need to have help when they're doing something at this level. It's not easy for a single person to pull off a multi-billion-dollar fraud. They basically need accomplices, and those accomplices could range from partners, accountants, lawyers, and everything in between. Then, of course, you need the means to be able to pull something like this off, meaning that you have the resources available to make it happen. And when you look at Bernie Madoff, he had all of those factors. If you look at Nirav Modi in India, who's being accused of this, he also has all of those factors to be able to pull this off because he's a world-famous diamond dealer. So he's entitled to due process, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. But let's keep in mind that these types of massive frauds can occur anywhere, and to think this can't happen in the United States would be very foolish, because it has happened, and my guess is, unfortunately, it will happen again.